the overarching goal is to make them feel safe. Make them feel safe and not rushed. So people don't buy when they feel unsure or when they're rushed. And your calm presence and tone signals you're safe. You're good. I'm just here to help, and I've got you. And be the guide, not the guest. Winning telesales is about earning space in their mind to have the conversation before earning a sale. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Life Insurance Academy podcast. We got a great one for you today. This one's telesales-specific. If you're in telesales, if you're trying to figure out telesales, if you're transitioning from field sales or in-home sales or in office sales to telesales, you know it's a completely different experience. Zach and I are in studio today, and we're going to be talking about how to win the first 5 minutes in a telesales call. It's probably the most crucial part of the call. Zach, we see new agents struggle with this when we do our boot camps. This is where they lose a lot of sales. It's not a good time. Can you call me back? And it's the crazy setup. What has your experience been with new agents in this first 5 minutes?
So many people right now are listening saying, Roger, how am I going to master the first 5 minutes of the call when I can't get through the first 30 seconds?
Yeah.
So the first 5 minutes is crucially important because you have that timestamp attached to you, and it's broken down into segments. Like when you look at that first initial, call it 15 seconds, and then you earn the right to make it to 30, and then a minute and a half, and then 5 minutes, and then it feels like you're free at that point. Yeah. And there's no more time pressure, you would say, that is going to be pushing you off the call. Yeah.
New agents. So this is you. You dial the lead. She answers the phone. She says, "Who's this? What's this regarding?" And then you freeze. This is the story of most agents. So here's what let's set up some talking points here, or even let's kind of create an overarching message here. Even warm leads, what I'm referring to as warm leads, people that have filled out a request online, they submitted something, they saw something on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, wherever they saw that lead about burial insurance or final expense or mortgage protection. Maybe it was a mail-in, a mailer that they got after they closed on their home. And all of a sudden, they're receiving a phone call. They weren't expecting you to call. So you don't have a set appointment.
Yep.
And you're trying to get through the process with them. Even warm leads feel cold if expectations weren't managed. And here's what I want to say. They weren't expecting you to call, so there is going to be call resistance. Do not expect call acceptance. It's going to be call resistance. It's natural human psychology behavior. Call resistance is going to be there.
For brand new agents, just a reminder, if you haven't checked out some of our previous episodes before, but a lead is nothing more than an opportunity to have a conversation about life insurance. It isn't, I ordered these 50 leads and every single one of them is sitting there by their phone, staring at it, waiting for you to call them to sign them up on an insurance plan.
Yeah.
So that kind of changes some of the expectations when you are dialing.
Yeah. And they didn't know, they don't know what the format is. They fill out something, they submit. They don't know what to expect. They don't know if something's coming in the mail. It's not outlined specifically how they're going to be contacted necessarily. So here's some talking points that I want you to remember. There's 2 or 3 things here that Zach and I'll highlight. I would say, firstly, Zach, everyone needs to know that the prospect did request information. If you're investing in leads, there was a lead generated, the prospect did request information. Now, how they requested information, it varies. It varies from lead type, how many filters are on the lead, how many questions are on the lead, but they did hit something saying, yes, I want more information, and they hit submit.
Yep.
Submit, then it goes in. But here's what I want you to know. They did request information, but they may not remember or recognize you at the time when you call or tie it back to that request they made. What else? What else should they know here?
Well, first and foremost, talking about that requesting, you're right. They did request it. They may not remember. They may have done it in a different forms depending on how the lead was generated. But generally, a good rule of thumb to understand is the reason they requested it is always typically the same. getting to the method of the madness, getting to the heart of the problem, getting to that subconscious vulnerability that they have, that is always there. And our goal is to move towards that direction rather than just trying to figure that out.
Yeah. So first talking point, they did request information, but they may not remember or recognize, you or why you're calling at that moment. And you got to get them back to their emotional intent when they filled out the request, like Zach said. Second thing is it's important to control the emotional energy in the first 30 seconds. This is where you need to be cool, calm, and collected. We're going to get into a couple of kind of tips here in a minute. And then I would say, lastly, they're not mad at you.
No.
People are not mad at you.
It seems that way. Their words can feel that they're mad at you.
Yeah.
But they don't know who you are.
That's it. They're just caught off guard.
Yeah.
You've had people call you and catch you off guard.
Absolutely.
How do you respond?
I'm not interested.
Right.
I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm not interested. It's because, I don't know who they are. I don't know why they're calling. I don't know who they're with, and I don't know what they want. And our natural response is to do that. So the more we can get into the shoes of the clients that we're calling, then we know what bombs we need to defuse to earn the right to stay on the call.
So are they cold leads or are they just confused leads? The reality is they requested information. They just don't remember. They're not mad at you. Their expectations just aren't managed. So let's talk about mindset before you dial. Yeah.
Number one, we talk about the 5 Ps. I don't know if anybody's heard the 5 Ps before, but it's a preparation prevents piss poor performance, right? and that is so true, because when we have agents come to a boot camp, you can understand different people's personalities and what they struggle with. But the agents that struggle the most with the call don't really have any preparation. They're calling and then they're going to see what happens. They have a script that maybe they haven't rehearsed, or maybe they've read through the entire script. My goal when an agent comes to the boot camp is, okay, remove all the expectations. First and foremost, we're going to master this first 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. We're going to take the time. I don't care if after the 5 minutes we fumble and we just hang up on them ourselves. Like, our goal is to be so good at the front part so we can have
up on our clients,
so we can have
ready.
More opportunities, right? But the thing is, the emphasis is there. So the more we can prepare, and it goes down to the things such as having that clear plan, having that calm presence. We don't want to be that super overly excited person. Like, hey, Roger, this is Zach. I'm calling with Senior Benefits. I'm actually reaching out because you filled out this card. We don't want to be overly excited. We also don't want to be dead, right? Mm-hmm. But we want to be ourselves. We want to move through that. That pacing part of that is so important. So first and foremost, we need to know that we're not just winging it when we're calling them, that we have a plan. We know how we want to sound. We know exactly what we want to say. Mm-hmm. And most importantly, we know how we want to say it. Yeah.
You got to approach every call with, remember these 2 words, confidence and curiosity. Confidence and curiosity. Confidence only comes from your preparation. Mm-hmm. When you're prepared, you walk into something prepared, you feel confident. When you're unprepared, you lack confidence, and the client can hear it, your tone, your pace, your energy, it's all wrong. And then the second part of that is curiosity. So here's what I want you to know. You're not a telemarketer. You're a guide. They requested information. Yep. They requested information. You're a guide. You're simply there to help them get the information they requested.
Yep.
You're not calling somebody who didn't request something. You're following through. So 3 C's here. We'll give you 3 C's to remember to carry into the call. And Zach already hit 2 of them. So number 1, calm. Be calm. Number 2, be clear. Number 3, be curious. Calm, clear, curious. Write those down.
Even if you're a brand new agent, imagine for a second that you have sold 5,000 policies, mm-hmm. and you do this every single day, and you literally make 500 calls a day, and you talk to 400 people. What would your demeanor be? You wouldn't be surprised on any objection you got, any reaction, any, I would say, wall or anything the clients would throw your way. It's not a big deal. You're consistent with it because you know after this call, you have 400 more to do. So it creates this calmness. Mm-hmm. It creates this confidence about you. Nothing's a big deal. You're batting away these objections and you keep moving forward, and you're so rehearsed to the point that you don't sound like you're reading it. It comes out naturally, and what you say is consistent every time, and your results will mirror that as well.
Are you ready to launch your insurance career? Excel Solutions is your go-to leader in life, accident, and health insurance pre-license training. Their cutting-edge e-learning platform is packed with rich content. Think interactive assessments, engaging videos, and customized learning paths, all tailored to your learning style. Being students ourselves, we've trusted Excel now for years to deliver top-notch training, offering high pass rates. Their streamlined prep review courses and the exam simulator are really your secret weapons to nailing the state exam the very first time. Now, you thought it couldn't get any better. Well, it just did. Life Insurance Academy listeners, you receive an epic 50% discount, reducing the regular course fee from $199 to only $99. So, all you have to do is use partner code LIA at liapodcast.org/Excel. Now, Excel spells XCEL. So don't think about it any longer. Dive headfirst into your insurance career with Excel Solutions' premier pre-license training with that exclusive 50% discount just for you. Get the code, get licensed, and excel in your insurance career. Chris, when he first got started, he said, the difference between face-to-face sales and over-the-phone sales is that when you're doing in-home presentations or in-office presentations, in-office is a whole different scenario. When they're coming to you, you've already got authority. They're showing up at your office. Mm-hmm. Let's set that one aside. We're not going to deal with that one today. You're going to their home. You're doing in-homes. When you're doing in-homes and you may be knocking on their door and they weren't expecting you to show up, the advantage you get is that your physical presence, you're in the room, you can read their body language, you can see their facial expressions, they can see you, and like Chris said, he gets to work with this, and so he was selling off personality and looks. When you're on the phone, it's different. You lose that ability. But on the phone, Zach, we say that there's something that gives an agent a superpower.
Yes.
What is that?
That is simple, right? That's the tone and the pace. The tone, how you sound, right? Everybody remembers, a lot of us remember as a child, Delilah After Dark, right? The tone in her voice was calm, right? It was smooth.
Do we have a clip that we can play of her saying that? Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Delilah.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah,
but that's true, and we probably all know somebody that has a voice or a tone that may bother us some, right? So being cognizant of our tone, and that pacing portion is so important because pacing is not speed. It is not speed.
Correct.
New agents confuse the two, and when they think, "Oh, I need to have a good pace," that means, okay, Roger, I need to get through the beginning portion of this script without them being able to interrupt. That is true. Mm-hmm. But the overall time it takes you to get to the beginning should not be fast, because the faster you go, the more they don't understand, the more they don't hear you, the less clear you are. And the moment they don't know who you are or why you're here, and they don't understand what you're saying, because guys, in final expense, we're calling older people, right?
Yes.
The moment they don't understand, they freak out and their defenses go up.
Yeah.
So having that pacing, which is a constant, gentle flow that they are understanding, but respectfully, they can't interrupt until you want them to speak.
Yeah. If you think about people's natural reactions to things they weren't expecting, people have this flight, fight, or freeze reaction. This is normal. This is normal human behavior when they get confronted with something they weren't expecting. Yep. They're either going to stand there and be confrontational, they're going to hang up, they're flight, they're going to fight, be confrontational, they're going to flight, they're going to hang up on you, or they're going to freeze. And you got a little moment there, but you got to set them at ease very quickly to earn their confidence. So you only have tone and pace to earn people's trust. You don't have your voice, you don't have your physical presence. So your tone and your pace are your presence. Mm-hmm. Remember that. If you sound nervous energy, fast talking, you sound like a salesperson. So you've got to avoid this
You
salesy.
sound like you've never done this before.
And you sound like one of those sleazy sales guys that nobody likes, right? So here's a few things to remember. You got to match energy, but you've got to lead with composure. So for instance, hey, Zach?
Yeah.
Zach McElwain?
Yes.
So an upward inflection there is eliciting a response like I'm asking a question. I'm actually making a statement, but my upward inflection is like I'm asking a question like, do I have the right person? Zach? Zach McElwain? Yes, yes. So I lead with an upward inflection for curiosity. I'm creating curiosity. But then I want to drop into calm authority. Think about this. Curiosity to calm authority after confirming the identity. So, and then you can move back in. So you don't want to keep your tone all the way up, all the way through, because it's going to sound like you're always asking permission. And it just sounds weird. It sounds salesy. It sounds wrong. That upward inflection is just for curiosity at the beginning, and then you got to move into calm authority.
It reminds me of Chris's character that always pops up, the insecure salesperson.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this Roger Short? Are you still interested in the state-regulated final expense programs?
Yeah, so what he did there was he carried that curiosity way too far, and even the first curiosity tone was way too much. So it's simple, Zach McElwain. Great, thank you. I want to confirm some information with you, and so we'll roll into that in just a minute. But so you got to avoid these salesy tones, and you got to lead with a neighborly helper vibe. Okay,
Yeah,
if you think about that.
One more thing on the tone, and I've said this to a number of agents that come to the boot camp, because this is hard to do. It's understand. You can listen to this podcast. It's all 100% correct. This is what you need to do, but sometimes it's hard to get in that mindset because an agent that doesn't have experience, or maybe they're Medicare transitioning over, or maybe they're face-to-face transitioning over to telesales. I always think the mindset is this. Okay, pretend that I or somebody else has already talked to this person. They're 100% guaranteed going to purchase. They are fully committed. We know they have a bank account. We know they're going to qualify for one of the plans that we have, and they already know that it's going to be a monthly premium. They already have their beneficiary picked out. I'm going to give this lead to you, Roger. You're my new agent. I'm going to give this lead to you, and just go ahead and call and walk them through that. A new agent is going to feel that confidence already. They're going to move through that. The tone and pace they have is going to be educational. It's going to be helpful. But it's going to be authoritative. They're going to be moving through.
It's going to be a guide at that point. You're going to have this tone of a guide. Yeah,
100%. And when I tell new agents that at the boot camp, and listening to their next set of calls, it changes everything, because they can borrow that belief. They can play that scenario in their mind, and then when they call, because the truth is, these aren't cold calls, right? They're not. There is a reason behind it. There is a family that's needing protection. We don't want to keep filtering out our opportunities,
correct?
Right? Because we send the leads to everybody, only a portion fill it out. That's one filter. As soon as we call them, we don't want to filter it out again. Hey, are you interested still?
Correct.
So we don't want to do that. So maybe for some of you, if you play that mind game, or you write out on a sticky note in front of your computer, client's name or whatever already wants to buy. This is what they want. This is what they want to protect their family. I just need to walk them through the application process and introduce myself to them. That mindset could help you at least understand that tone.
It's going to help you understand your superpower, which is your tone and pace. Let's jump into what I call the script framework for the first 60 seconds. And this can be modified slightly. Obviously, if you're with a team and you've got a great opener, follow that. But I'm going to just give you some talking points here. So, hey, Zach?
Yeah.
Zach McElwain?
Yep.
Great. Zach, I'll be super brief. You had recently requested some information online about the state-regulated life insurance programs for people over 50. Does that ring a bell?
I might have, yeah.
Yeah, no worries. I'm the field underwriter assigned to get you the information that you requested and just answer a few of your questions. I just want to verify a couple of quick things before I go over those options with you to confirm that we've got your information correct and that this was you, in fact, that submitted this. Is this still your best number? And I'm going to give you the number. And is this still your best address?
Yeah.
And okay, great. And you had listed here that you wanted Jade to be your beneficiary. Is that correct?
Yep, that'd be correct.
And you had also listed here a hobby. So depending on the lead and how the lead was generated, sometimes there's a beneficiary requested, or there's a favorite hobby or a favorite color, something like that. And so you're just going to confirm that. Now, some people say, I want to move through all of those before they say, did I get any of that wrong? And they like to ask the question in the negative. You got Jade listed here as your beneficiary, and you say one of your hobbies is basketball and golf. Did I get any of that wrong?
No, that's correct.
Good. So curiosity, I opened with curiosity, and then I moved into calm authority, and I'm verifying some information. So some key elements to remember here. Name. If you heard me, I said his name 3 times, twice or 3 times. That builds familiarity. The phrase being super brief, that diffuses the defense. Like, I don't have time for this. I'll just be super brief. They go, oh, okay, I can give this guy a few seconds or a few minutes to get his questions answered. And that ring a bell. Does that ring a bell? That's asking a question without a lot of pressure.
Yep.
Right? And then
Very
the last
casual.
one. Yeah. And then the last one is the authority positioning here. If you think about the authority positioning, I'm the assigned field underwriter here to get you your information. It's not like, I'd like to help sell you a life insurance policy and I'm the sales guy. So the authority positioning is important because when it comes to trust, as you know, it's based on 2 things, authority and empathy, but you got to establish authority and credibility before you can get to the empathy piece. Any other thoughts around that on the that opening script from you?
I think the most important thing for people to hear, like you said at the beginning of this, there's a gazillion combinations that work.
Gazillion.
There's a gazillion combinations that work. But the magic behind the magic behind every successful opener is that confidence, is that tone, is that flow, that pacing that you move through, and it's your whole demeanor, right? You're not too excited, you're not too dumbed down, being yourself and flowing through it like it's not a big deal. It's that is absolutely crucial. You're just moving at your own speed.
Zach, once you get through that opener, you're going to get now some responses. And oftentimes those responses appear as common objections. And they're not necessarily objections. You need to tell yourself, this is the response that I'm going to get every time. This is called call resistance. They weren't expecting you. So even when you open and you bring familiarity, you still don't have them all the way in. So what are some common objections that we know people hear, and how do we best handle those from your perspective?
Simply when it comes to recalling we call it the anchor of the lead. It could be the beneficiary, it could be the hobby, it could be just remembering it all. But a simple response that you're going to get all the time is I don't remember that, and that's okay. Like, that's the biggest thing for an agent is it's okay that you don't remember that. I'm not going to sit here and try to fight them to remember it all the time. I'm just going to address it and keep moving forward because regardless if they remember or they not, I know they did it. I know they did it for a important reason because they love somebody enough and they felt some sort of vulnerability that they need to take care of something or at least look into how to take care of something. That's the underlying method. That's what's going to move me forward as an agent. I don't care why they filled it out. I don't care when they filled it out. I don't care what they listed on the anchors when they filled it out. Right?
Well, we do care why they filled it out because that's really what we're trying to get to.
Correct.
We're trying to get to the why.
It meant like how they filled it out, like, online or anything. But
how do you handle I don't remember that? When someone says I don't remember that to you, what's your response?
No problem, Mr. Roger. Typically I don't remember half the stuff I did yesterday. But folks do these online. I've got your request here, and it looks like you submitted it on Tuesday. And it looks like this number in this email is what you submitted there. Does that ring any more bells? Is that familiar to you?
Good. So you're just saying you totally understand. You're agreeing with them, right? So one of the best things that you can do, team, here is when you're getting some of that resistance, I don't remember that. If you immediately go in, well, it looks like someone filled it out in your house, right? You're being confrontational, so you don't want to do that. Agreeance with the client brings you closer, right? Brings you closer. It's in our Principles of Influence in Selling course. If you go in and take that course, you'll see that this is one of the principles of influence here. So agree. So you can say something like, I totally understand. Folks do lots of these online, and there's lots of opportunities, especially in your age group right now. You're probably seeing multiples of these. And like you said, I've got your request. dated this time, and this is the number and email and address. Does that sound familiar? Again, you're agreeing and going back to the connection, trying to anchor it back to their reason why.
Yep. I think that's it's incredibly important. The one thing you don't want to say is you don't want to jump into, again, trying to filter them. So are you interested? Are you looking for life insurance? I don't necessarily think that's going to be the best response here. More times than not, I'm not saying it doesn't work sometimes. More times than not, you're going to start steering that conversation in a direction that's going to be harder to recover versus not worrying about that. And again, having that confidence that I talked about a minute ago that this person wants to and is going to sign up regardless. And it's getting back to, okay, how do we continue to move this forward instead of hitting those brakes and asking that qualifying question right there.
Yeah. What's another one? What's another common objection we get
A simple
here?
one we're going to get is, hey, I thought this was going to be in the mail.
They still say that. They fill it out online and they're saying they thought you were going to send something in the mail. I mean, do you hear the confusion in that response, right? They might have filled something out in the mail and sent it back in. It might have been a mortgage lead, right? Something like that. And they weren't expecting you to call. Or they fill out something online. I don't know why they thought something was going to come in the mail, but it might just be their way of diffusing you. What's a great response when people say that?
It's simple, hey, I know a lot of people expect it to come in the mail, but because every program is slightly different and it's based upon your age and health that is unique to you, I just got to ask you a few questions. That's our first step, and then we'll be able to just take a few minutes, and then we'll be able to get that to you.
Perfect. So again, diffusing. It's not an objection. It's just a stall. It's the normal call resistance. Remember, you have to practice and you have to train for this because it's going to happen. If you have these responses ready, you are ready to respond because 90% of the people are going to respond this way. Very few are going to say, yeah, I remember filling that out. I really need some coverage. Thank you for calling. That's not a normal response. When you get one of those, it's called a lay down. And if you screw that one up, you should be fired.
Yeah.
Right? But what's another one? What's another common objection that we hear a lot?
Hey, I'm not interested at this time, or I already got that taken care of, or something like that.
Yeah. Like you're going to get that a lot, everyone.
Yeah, that one's going to be very common. And it's mostly BS.
Yeah.
I would say 85 to 90% of that is mostly BS.
That's because you caught them off guard.
Yep.
So that's like when you walk into a retail store looking for something and that eager salesperson walks up in the clothing store. Yes, is there anything I can help you with? What do most people say?
No, I'm just looking.
No, I'm just looking. No, I don't need any help. I'm just looking. And literally 5 minutes later, they walk by and say, did you find your size? No, I didn't find it. Do you have this in this color? You're literally asking for help within 5 minutes.
Everybody's looking for something.
Yes. So you walked into the store for a reason. For them to say, no, I don't need any help. I don't need any assistance. I'm just looking. The question, the thing you need to tell yourself is, what are they looking for? They're coming in looking for something. Just the timing was off. And when you asked them if they needed help, they weren't ready to say, I need your help. We do it. You have done it. If you're watching or listening right now, you have done this in a retail buying experience because you don't want to engage yet. Yep. You're not quite ready yet. So it doesn't mean you're not interested.
Yeah. And a cool little response to this is sometimes I like to tell them what they're really feeling or what they're really thinking when it comes to that. Just curious, Mr. Roger, did anything change between the date you requested this between now? And I'm just going to guess here, Mr. Roger, because I deal with this with a lot of people. I'm guessing that you probably are just looking into this. You just wanted to see how much coverage you can get and about how much it costs. Is that right? Well, my job is just to get you that information. What you do with that is completely up to you. Just a few more questions, and I'll be able to get that to you, and you'll be able to make your own decision.
Perfect. So, again, agreeance. I'm not interested. That's fair. That's fair. Just curious. Did something change since you requested this information? And now they've got to defend the position. No, nothing has changed since I requested the information. That would be a weird response, right? But it's certainly going to engage them in a response. And then, your follow-up, which I love, and you've been using it for years, I'm assuming that you're like most other people request information. You were wanting to find out a little bit about how these programs work, how much they cost, and what you could qualify for. Would that be correct?
The goal here in the objection, again, the reason they're doing it is because they're uncomfortable, they're nervous, they don't want to commit to anything that they don't quite understand yet, again, we make dials, we call people, we're talking to people nonstop. So we know exactly how this plays out. They're unfamiliar here and they don't know how it plays out. So their natural response is going to stay put because they're in their comfort zone. So when you get those responses, my goal isn't to combat them on objections and argue with them or immediately start going, well, how much you paying for your insurance now? Like, that's not my goal. My goal is to meet them where they're at. My goal to them is to help, to let them know we're on the same page. I understand exactly how you're thinking. I know how you're feeling right now. This is what other people have done. Here's how I can help you.
Yeah.
And when we start aligning, their tone is going to change. They're going to calm down. He gets me. He understands me. I'm going to mingle in a couple questions why I've committed to get them the bare bones information so they can go on with their day. While I'm getting that or gathering that, hence moving slightly more into the script, at that point, I'm going to sprinkle in a little trust-building questions, a little question here or there to try to crack open that door, and then that buys us all the time we need.
Yeah, this is a natural process. So no, this is going to happen on every one of them. So this is what I would call the winning psychology. What Zach says, you have to, and this is all happening, guys, within the first 2 or 3 minutes. We haven't left the first 3 minutes yet, okay?
Absolutely.
So this is right here in the first 3 minutes of the call. And the goal is, the overarching goal is to make them feel safe. Make them feel safe and not rushed. So people don't buy when they feel unsure or when they're rushed. And your calm presence and tone signals you're safe. You're good. I'm just here to help, and I've got you. And be the guide, not the guest. So winning telesales is about, I like this line. We have this line here. Winning telesales is about earning space in their mind to have the conversation before earning a sale.
Yep.
Winning space in their mind to have the conversation before earning a sale. So let's wrap this up. What are some final thoughts here and maybe some action steps that agents can take going out of this call?
Number one, don't get through the first 5 minutes. Win the first 5 minutes.
Win them.
Win them. And become obsessed with mastering your skill set. Be prepared for that. Know how, just do everything you can to be the best initiator of calls, if you will. And then we can continue to take that same mindset through the rest of the presentation to be the best agent you can be to serve as many families as you can. One thing we must not forget, it's easy to do this and feel this for one call. Man.
There's a call coming in right now, and I don't want that call.
Roger?
So look, I'm hanging up. So if they don't triple dial me, I'm not picking up.
Watch him triple down. Adam call him twice.
It's actually from Wyndham Vacations. There it is. Wyndham Vacations is calling, and I guarantee you there would not be a triple dial.
The important thing to remember here is you will face rejection, right? You will get turned away. Sometimes there could be multiple dials before you connect with somebody again. Don't let that catch you off guard. Don't take the last result into your next opportunity, which is going to be drastically important because we could do this perfect tone and we can have that perfect pace and consistency and the attitude and the mindset when things are going well. But if your dog's sick at home, you have a headache, you didn't sleep well, you got little ones here, you're traveling, other life is happening, that's when it becomes hard to do that over and over and over again. So when we say it's so important to win that first 5 minutes, be dedicated, be the best call initiator you can, because the better you are, it becomes second nature. You feel it in your mind and in your heart, and then it will flow out of your mouth. And then whatever else is going on with your ups and downs, that is going to be consistent because it's automatic.
Yeah. So your next 10 calls, don't get through them. Don't get through the first 5 minutes, win them. So if you become, Zach said, the best initiator, the best opener, like make it your goal to become the best opener that you know on your team, in your group. And here would be a great goal for you. Can you build connection before you pitch anything? And if you listen to our previous episodes, we don't pitch, but before you get into positioning the sale, positioning the application to close, can you build connection? And that all is going to happen in that first 5 minutes. So challenge to you guys. Here's a challenge. Practice your tone and your intro 5 times starting today before you dial. Practice your tone and your intro 5 times daily before you dial. And you know what? Some of the, you are going to get call resistance.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember filling that out. I am not interested. I've already got something. I've already put something in place. Like, you are going to get these things. And when you get them, I thought this was going to be in the mail. Take those first top 2 or 3 or 4 that you get, and you got to handle them and practice them.
Whether you're a runner, basketball player, football player, rugby, I don't care what it is. You don't walk in the field and go full speed.
That's right.
Right. And expect to not feel anything. Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is your stretching. This is your prepping. This is your warm up. How many of you all are dragging into your day? You don't have a set schedule. You don't have a set time. Hair's messed up. Throw the headset on and you start dialing your first one.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Get
ready.
I mean, we've even told agents when we're in field sales, like, dress right. If you dress good, you'll feel good. If you feel good, you'll actually present well. You present well, and you present well, you close. It's no different, guys. If you're rolling into your morning, if you're rolling into your day and you're like, well, because they can't see me, I can go off half cocked all the time. Prep for this thing. If you're getting ready to play a game, I know you still play basketball. I know you're out there warming up. I know you're shooting free throws. I know you're shooting from the 3-point line. I know you're warming up. You're doing some layups. Stretching. Now stretching. But when you were younger, you did a lot of shooting. When you go golfing, I hate when I go golfing, I go straight to the first tee. I do that quite often because of my time limitations. But when I get to go to the range and warm up, I feel good about going to the first tee.
Yep.
And you should do the same thing here. So practice your intro 5 times before you dial. And then I would say track your results when you shift your tone and intro structure. So, like, if you practice this, then track your results after you do that and see if there's a marked difference.
I got one more challenge. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know if you're struggling with that intro. Let us know that this podcast has been helpful for you. Let us know that if you have some tips or tricks or a line or an intro that you use that seems to be amazing, share it with us. We'll share it with the community. You know, our culture is built on helping agents succeed and win, and we want you to invite you to be a part of that as well. So we want to hear that feedback.
And for those of you that are not currently subscribed, we'd love to have you. We'd love to invite you to become a Life Insurance Academy member. We have 2 levels of membership that's available. We have the starter membership, which is only $297. You get all of our courses, all of our resources, and there's a ton of content. We just released a brand new course on launch to profitability and final expense telesales. It's got, 18 modules on there. It's got so many resources, scripts, presentations. Guys, and in our resources section of the Academy, there's probably 15 or 20 different scripts, call rebuttals, call control statements. Yep. I mean, there's just so much great content in there. Things that we've discussed today are in there for your use. And then the second level of membership is our premium membership, and that gets you access not just to the courses and all of the resources, but our weekly coaching that we do live every Thursday.
Does that also include a special one-on-one?
It does.
There you go.
It does include a special one-on-one coaching session with us. You can get on our calendar. We'll spend some time with you individually to find out what you need dissected and what you need help with the most, and then we can point you in the right direction. Of course, there's a ton of resources on there. Go to lifeinsuranceacademy.org, check that out. If you're in an organization and you feel like this could be beneficial for your team and you want to maybe talk to us about doing some team coaching or training, we do those as well. Just reach out to us. You can reach us through lifeinsuranceacademy.org. You can contact us there. Hit up the website, shoot us a message. We'd be happy to help. We'd love to have you join our program and jump in with us and do more training. And we just want to see you succeed. So first 5 minutes, win the day. Don't get through it. Win it. Winning the first 5 minutes in telesales. Hope this one was helpful. Zach, thanks for being on with me.
I'm glad to be here.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Life Insurance Academy podcast.